everybody. Welcome to another day in the life of Darling Productions. I think we need to see, this is what I was worried about. So we are having growing pains. So the one thing I was worried about when we started this was that we were going to have like looping, echoing, noise, sound, and we do have that. So I'm going to mute the other computer here so we don't have that. And now, hello and happy new year to everybody. This is the first live broadcast of 2023, and we are, if you can see, we're at my house. And I've got a really awesome group of people who have gathered here for to wrap up what we're doing with the GIVEMAS Project. Now, I know that the GIVEMAS Project was really originally intended to go through the month of December. We had a recipient. The intention was to have a recipient for every single day in the month of December, so 31 recipients. But what happened? A few things happened in the month of December that delayed the process and just derailed. But it doesn't matter, because even if you get derailed in your mission, I think doesn't matter how slow or fast you go. It's the matter that you have your integrity and you just don't stop. You just continue on with finishing what you want to do. And I had to admit that I was at a point where I needed a little bit of help. I needed to give myself some grace. I needed to know that it was going to trickle into the month of January. So here we are, January 7th, week into the new year. And I put out the I need help, and people answered the call for me. And isn't this just such a wonderful thing that the people who benefited and were recognized earlier in the month of December are now the ones who have turned around and are helping with getting the rest of these recipients recognized. I think that's just a beautiful thing. So we're going to stay live today and just talk. I'm going to talk with a few people about their experience with GIVEMAS and about where Darling Productions is, where I am, and where we're going in the new year, because a lot of things are growing and changing. So I just want to check in. Grayson, everything's good on the other end? Are we live? We're not good? Okay, what's up? We need what? We need what program to work? Oh, the link isn't working? But is the broadcast on? Okay. All right. We are live. Good. So I've got Grayson, who is helping me on the back end of the broadcast. But there is a link to get into the back end that is not working. So again, we have some growing pains to do. Listen, my history is in radio broadcasting. I've been a radio broadcaster for 20 years. And I've helped do a lot of radio installs, and I know a lot of equipment. Video and video live streaming, never really my thing. So I'm learning. That is the wonderful, beautiful thing about this, is that there's the opportunity to learn. And you know what? Your life doesn't need to be perfect to share it with other people. That was something that I think I recently had to learn, because I just I wanted everything in my house to be perfect before I invited people over. But it's not perfect. Like, there's still boxes, and there's still like no pictures up on the walls, and there's still like toys everywhere. Like, the house is not perfect, but I wanted the nice streamlined video interface and have everything figured out. And then, like, who knows how long that would have taken me to get everything with the best cameras and the best this and the best that. And we've been like, no, I this needs to happen now. Like, there's people out there that want to know what's going on. They want to talk about issues. They want to know what's happening in their community. So I don't like the equipment will come. The high scale video and all that and the setups, they'll come. If you guys like what we're doing and you like the content that we're putting out, and the live broadcasts are going to continue, we're going to do that starting this year. Every Friday, the What's Up Wenatchee podcast is going to do a live stream broadcast. Interactive, where you can get on and chat and interact. And we're going to get people on from nonprofits and businesses and organizations, just like we have in the first 2 seasons. But now we're doing it video streaming, live, and interactive every Friday. It's going to be a brand new thing. And hopefully every week it's going to be easier, smoother, and you're going to see me. You're going to see maybe me with the nerves, kind of work through the nerves. You're going to see me go through an increase in the technical aspects of things. And hopefully with your support, we'll grow in the most positive way. But, life is messy. My life, just like everybody else's, is messy and chaotic and ever improving, because, it's improving because I put the work into it, right? I look back on my life and I know that I have put the work, the footwork into where I've gotten to. If I didn't, I would be not where I wanted to be. Yeah. We bought this house. It was hard. Life is hard. We could do hard things, and life is really hard, but you have to put the footwork in. The deal is, we don't always know what the outcome is. We don't get to deal with what the outcome is. We just get to deal with we can only control what we do on a day-to-day to put the work into. But it's still work. It's still work day to day, every day. It's still work. So we are, let's see if I could get this link out to you, Grayson. Here I am copying and pasting. Maybe I could also send it in an email. Send it in an email. Okay. Oh, bad email. Nope, not bad email. So, hey, Miss Shannon, would you like to come over here and join me? Grayson, I'm not sure I have why don't I have your email? I know I've emailed you things. Okay. Have a seat in that red chair right across from me. Okay. Can you tell me what your email is? Yeah, I'm sending it. Oh, you're sending it? Oh, that, yeah. That's why I don't, yeah. Okay. Nope. You're not on camera right now, Shannon, just so relax. Oh. Just relax. I'm pretty chill. Oh, good. Okay, Gmail. If y'all are wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to send out a link so that people can actually join me on this broadcast if they want to. And I have put Grayson in charge of that task. But he can't do it without the link to the broadcast. So see if that works. All right. I'm going to move this camera so it is more there. All right. Are you okay with being on camera now?
Sure.
All right. Oh. See, that was what I was afraid of. Okay. I don't know how we're going to do this. This is like growing pains right now.
It's a learning curve.
It is a learning curve. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. Your mic is going into that mic. What do I do?
Oh, I don't know. I can just kind of like snuggle with you.
You could.
I am known in the valley as the hugger.
All right, yeah, just come over here.
I'm bringing my chair. I don't know if this one adjusts for height.
That one does. Mine does not. It's over here.
It's over here. Okay. I'll get down to your level. Oh, look. No, I'm actually... That was a good catch. I would like to say that was from years of playing video games, but I don't actually play video games.
You don't? You didn't as a kid either?
Not really.
Oh.
No. Hi.
This is Shannon Delaney Craft. She was what day was the 4th? December 4th?
4th or 7th.
One of those days.
December was
one of our yeah. So we did that broadcast, and you we had never really met before that.
We have not.
No, not once.
Never.
I don't know how.
In as small as town as this is, it is crazy that we had not.
And now that we have met, our like social circles,
there's so much connection.
They're so connected. So just like you knew Ryan, who's my husband, and like from years ago, and just certain same friends and same different circles. And now it's like we even like frequent the same coffee places.
Right. And we've decided we're keeping each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's just one of those things where you meet somebody and
just an instant connection.
Yeah. It's been really nice.
It has.
Like getting to know. I feel like I've known you for a really long time.
I know. It was like that almost from the get-go. Just like this instant soul connection.
And she lives like a block and a half away from me.
Which is very convenient.
Very convenient. Yeah. And so did you even know what was going on with GIVEMAS when
honestly,
came up?
When I was tagged in the broadcast, I initially was like, oh, that's weird. I wonder what she's selling.
I wonder what she's selling.
I thought that it was like somebody tagged me in a post for, I don't know, like some product. And I was like, oh, that's really weird. I wonder what this is. So I clicked on it and then I read it and I watched the broadcast and it took actually a little bit before I even clicked what it was. And then by the time I was in tears because I was so, it was completely unexpected.
I don't think I knew what to expect after all of that, because it was like a flood of Shannon Delaney Craft information. It was influx into my inbox and texts and messages all the time. It was just, this is how wonderful this human being is. Yeah, from everybody. And I was like, thanks. Should I do another broadcast? Just like I felt like I was ill prepared.
I didn't know I had that much bandwidth either.
Well, you do. And you have, been very supportive to me in the past month. Yeah. Just like with personal stuff going on, and that I'm going to talk about and get into, and I'll catch everybody up on what's going on with me health-wise and physically. So, But I just want to say thank you. You know, it doesn't, that's what's just been so wonderful about this whole project. Just,
I know.
I don't know. It was unexpected. Something that wasn't even supposed to be a like thing that anybody knew about now has expanded to a new like found family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely. I'm keeping her forever, just so y'all know.
We love each other.
They do very, very much.
Yeah. Shannon Delaney Craft, everybody. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We might get you back on here in a little while.
Okay, I'm gonna go play with blocks with Trenton.
Yeah, they are helping keep my son occupado while we're doing this. So I want to get into a GIVEMAS recipient now, since we have to go through this and do all it. So I just up to this point want to just reiterate a couple of things. One, this is going to be a learning curve. This is going to be, we're going to improve with your support. You know, you being on the broadcast, interacting. I know people have asked, how can we support you monetarily? Where are your links? Where's your Cash App? Where's your Venmo? Blah, 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 blah. If you want it, you can find it, right? Like, I know that if people want to support you financially, they will. And there's plenty of opportunities and places that you can find that you can do that. Fine. But come this year, we're changing the format of What's Up Wenatchee, live broadcast every Friday with interviews and up-to-date information on businesses and organizations and nonprofits. Right? That is super exciting news. And we are, and I'm doing it where it's not going to be perfect. People, it's just not going to be perfect. Life isn't perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm messy and chaotic, just like the rest of you. I saw Skylar from the Radar Dames at Starbucks last week, a couple weeks ago. And she said, you're part of the Messy Moms Club. Yes, heck yes, I am. I did not take insult to that. I am very proud to be part of the Messy Moms Club. Because what's the alternative? Like, the alternative is that I'm part of the Perfect Moms Club. Like, nobody wants, I don't want to be part of the Perfect Moms Club. That just seems like way too much pressure. Like, so much pressure. Don't want to do it. All right. So if you have forgotten who are, hi babies. You want to say hi? Hello. Look, he's wearing a Darling podcast t-shirt. You want to say hi? Say hi. Say hello. You say hello? Nope, not saying hello. He just sees all the buttons, so many buttons. All right. Grayson, how we doing? Almost there? Okay. Hey, oh no. Hey, Miss Shannon. Is she out there? Oh, she's outside. Okay. When she gets back in. Or Jessie. Miss Jessie. She's out too? Okay. What is this? Smoke break? Smoke break. Libby's here. I want, if somebody can go on like YouTube or Facebook and see what the broadcast looks like from there. Hi, Sherry. Sherry says, I love the shirt. She's talking about Trenton's t-shirt. I've got mine on too. Darling podcast. We are, of course, matching. As of right now, we have gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just gonna check of our GIVEMAS recipients. So we had Letha Caps December 1st, Cassandra Madrid on December 2nd, Jessie Drake, who is here on December 3rd, Shanna Delaney Craft, who's also here December 4th, Quentin Farrell on December 5th, Donnie Guerrero on December 6th, Michael Lee Miller on December 7th, who was here earlier but had to go to do something else, Jose Luis High on December 8th, and Kendall and Joe Wilbur on December 9th. So we are on to Saturday, December 10th. And let's get to it. Our December 10th recipient came in from a nomination from Carrie Larson. So I want to thank Carrie for for messaging in and emailing in her nomination, and it's for a woman named Brandy Toribio Valladolid, and I'm probably not pronouncing the name correctly, but Brandy runs a Facebook group, a local Facebook group called Helping the Wenatchee Valley Free of Charge. So if you've ever gotten anything or been blessed in any way from that Facebook group, Helping the Wenatchee Valley Free of Charge, it was started and it is lovingly tended by Brandy Toribio Valladolid. I'm going to really try and get this name. So here is the email that Carrie sent in for our December 10th GIVEMAS recipient. Nikki, I would love the opportunity to nominate Brandy Toribio Valladolid for the Giving Award this year. Brandy runs a Facebook site called Helping the Wenatchee Valley Free of Charge. Brandy has the biggest heart and is always helping people find food, clothing, housing, medical supplies, as well as resources in the area. Brandy cooks tamales and sells them to raise money for gifts, gas, basic essentials, and does this all to help raise money for others. When there is a need, Brandy sends the word out to over 1,700 members who are on board to help any way they can. There are many behind-the-scenes donators. One guy in Kashmir fixes bikes and donates them to the site for Brandy to give kids, adults, all free. Please check it out. Her site will amaze you how much time and energy and love goes into helping the Wenatchee Valley free of charge. Carrie Larson. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll put the name up here so you can see. Her name is Brandy. I want to get it right. Brandy Toribio Valladolid. All right. Brandy Toribio Valladolid running that Helping the Wenatchee Valley free of charge. Now, I'm going to tell you that this is a big one because, you know, those sites get really busy really fast, and we might just be doing this GIVEMAS thing, you know, for 1 month and it being overwhelming. She does this every day, all year round. There is always people out there who need something. You know, they are in need of something that will help make their life easier or something, you know, that will just, if they need formula, that was a big one this past year, formula for their kiddos, or clothing, and she said bikes. Just, you know, sometimes it's not a need, sometimes it's a quality of life. You know, upgrade to give a kid a bike. You know, they don't need a bike, but hey, that's a quality of life rite of passage for a kid. They don't have a bike. So for all of those reasons and everything that Carrie outlined in that letter, we want to recognize Brandy Toribio Valladolid as our December 10th recipient for the GIVEMAS Project. So help me in recognizing her today and every day for the things that she does for our community. All right. Brandy, we see you. We see everything that you do for our community, and we really do appreciate it. And we've got some GIVEMAS packages that we've put together, and our friends have helped put together, and we'll get that out to you. See, we're going to give to you now instead of you trying to give to the Wenatchee Valley. catching up. Grayson, how we doing? Oh, I see you. You're on. Okay. So that link looks like it's working. Perfect. So I want to take a few minutes. How's everybody in the living room? They're just hanging out. You guys can hang out in here. I won't put you on camera, but if you want to hang out in here, I can actually feel like I'm talking to somebody and not just talking to nobody. Oh, it's just because they're outside. Well, you can here, yeah. Well, I'd be nice to like have you guys in. Like, it's not on. You're not going to be on camera. I'm telling you. But it would just be nice to like talk to people instead of like an empty room or a camera. So, can I talk to you? Yes. So I know you kind of known what's going on with me and like my health and stuff, right? So I want to kind of talk about that and give people an update on is going on. So for people who don't know, I've had bad kidneys for like a while. Oh, Choo-choo. So I've had bad kidneys for a while, and it's been like 5 years since we're kind of like congregating in here so I can like talk to the group instead of like having to feel like I'm talking to a camera. Okay. Yeah. So I was like, I'm giving people an update on what's happening with like my health stuff. So like yeah, you guys want to sit. You don't have to be on the camera. You can sit over here. Everybody's afraid of the camera. It's okay. But I've had 6 different kidney surgeries over the course of my life. Few on the East Coast. So the last one was like here when I was living in Ellensburg, and that was like 5 or 6 years ago. And so I haven't had kidney stones or kidney surgeries in like years now. And then I started not feeling well. I was like tired, and I had like this really rapid, like unexplained weight loss over a short period of time. So I started going to like the doctor to get stuff checked out. And then everything happened with my mom. Like that was the big thing, you know, for people who don't know, my mom came to visit. She wasn't feeling well. She was tired. She was like not feeling well all around. And then so we sent her back to the East Coast early, and it turned out she had leukemia, and within 36 hours she was gone. And so that was like just to set this ball rolling of I like really wanted to get myself checked out and make sure everything was okay. And I think people can relate to that, you know, like if you're just like, it brings this sense of your own mortality when somebody like that close to you just dies so quickly. And so they checked like my lungs, they checked my heart, they checked for pulmonary embolism, they checked my blood, they checked for leukemia, and they didn't find any of that. Like they checked everything, they couldn't find anything. So they did a scan, like top to tail scan of everything, and they didn't find anything except huge kidney stones in my kidney that are like impacting it pretty badly. So they put a stent in. For people who know what that is, it just runs from your kidney down to your ureter to open up so that because my kidney's failing. My right kidney has been so impacted for so long that my kidney is failing at this point. And so I have to have a like at least one more surgery. So I'm going to have this stent in until I have the surgery, which is going to be 6 weeks to 2 months before they can get me into the urology surgery schedule. And then they're going to basically dissect these 3 centimeter kidney stones out of my kidney, and then hopefully save the kidney. So that's the update on that. One is it sucks. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it, because you have to live with a stint every day and it's very uncomfortable. And by the end of the day, I'm just like in pain and uncomfortable. And it restricts certain things, like how much weight I can kind of, carry, because, it just irritates certain things. And then I'm like, oh my God, I don't really want to wait another 6 weeks to 2 months to do this surgery, but it is what it is. So everybody keeps asking me if I'm okay to work. Am I working now? I'm like, yes, I have no choice. I can't just not work for the next 6 weeks. I'll be working until I have the surgery. But it is a pretty more serious surgery than I had originally anticipated. But but it did kind of send me into this like spiral of a struggle, that between, like, I don't know, we had a hard time with moving, and that was really stressful, and then having the not feeling well, and then my mom passing, and then having this health stuff. I think I just was in this really like bad, like dark place mentally for a while. And sometimes I feel like I'm always struggling. Yeah. Like, I don't know why I feel that way. Like, even if I get through something, then I feel like there's something like right after it. Then I'm just like always struggling. But I was thinking about this the other day, that I'm looking over my shoulder at Shannon, because I was thinking about her when this came to my mind, that as you grow, so do your challenges, right? Like, you get stronger, and then the other things that used to challenge you don't even get a blip on your radar anymore. It's the challenges need to become more aggressive and more severe for them to even be a blip on your radar, because you can handle more, right? Because you're a stronger person. It's a cycle. It's the cycle of growth. We have pain. Pain is a touchstone of growth. We start in denial, like there's nothing wrong. Then we have pain. Then we acknowledge that there's something wrong. Then there's change. Then there's growth. But then those other trivial things don't bother us anymore, because we have more challenging things, experiences. And that's why we feel like we're always struggling, because we're always growing. Right? Totally. If we're working on it, if we're working on ourselves. But I needed a few days to get to that point. I did not get there right away. It took me a few days of like self-pity and, just being like, woe is me. Why am I always struggling? Why is all this happening to me? Kind of deal, before I got to the point where it was like, yeah, okay, I'm a pretty strong person. I can handle a lot. And that's why the universe puts a lot onto my shoulders to deal with, right? People ask me a lot, like, how are you doing with your mom? Like, how are you doing with your mom passing? And I go, not good. Thank you very much. Just not good. And then I laugh very uncomfortably. And I love making people feel uncomfortable. It's awesome. Because when everybody they want to know that like you're getting better with things like that. And I'm just, I'm sorry, I'm just not getting better with it, but I think that's fine too. But still ask, like, hey, how are you doing with your mom? Because one day maybe I'll be like, all right, it's fine. It's just, I lost my mom and I want to talk to her, and that sucks. So, That's my son. So we're gonna do another GiveMas recipient. Move on. Where's my? Thank you for everybody who is on watching the broadcast. I can't see all the comments. Grayson, are you able to see comments anywhere? Yeah. Like, where are you watching? Okay. Are you able to see? Is anybody watching through YouTube? Because for some reason, I don't think I can see the YouTube comments. Yeah. All right. All right. So, Jesse, I'm going to ask if I can use this chair. Awesome. Thank you. So I see Sherry. I see her comments, but I just want to make sure if there's anybody else's comments that are on there that I'm missing. So we had a lot of the local businesses that have donated for our GiveMas project. And the GiveMas project, if you're just kind of tuning in, you don't really know what it is. It was something that Darling Productions did during the month of December. Got a little derailed because of my kidney stone issues. Just gave an update on that, so you'll be able to go back and watch that. But during the month of December, every single day, so all 31 days, we have a different recipient for the GiveMas project that has, just been amazing and has grown in their own way and showed just amazing bravery and community and in whatever they were doing for that in the past year. So we've had a lot of great people just show us their wonderful heart and philanthropy and courage. So, and then businesses here in the Wenatchee Valley have shown their appreciation by donating some items for the gift packages. So I wanted to recognize some of our businesses before we move forward. The very first person, actually the person that I could say this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Mary Hart, honestly. Because I had this idea. I wasn't going to do anything I was just going to keep it to myself. I wasn't going to tell anybody about doing this GiveMas project. And she was the one who said, well, why not you make something of it or, get small businesses involved so you can support them. And so she was the first small business. She was the one who suggested that. And then she was the first small business to do a donation with her Lanesse boutique. So if you haven't been to the Lanesse boutique, they are at right across the street from Les Schwab, right next to Grocery Outlet at the behind the Crystal Rocks and More. And they have really awesome boutique and soaps and bath bombs and local artisans in there as well. So, and then Crystal Rocks and More is another one that donated stuff to us. The Wenatchee Natural Foods, the American Shoe Shop was very generous. So thank you, Josh to our Yogi Grind. So that's Teddy and Elvis. We love Teddy and Elvis. Yay, hi guys. Anna Lee at All Good Things. That's the Crystal Rocks and More. We have Alice Brown at the NCW EDD. You got Stupid Stitch, Beautifully Unique by Patty. We like Patty Machado. Letha, who was actually one of our recipients, turned around and gave a donation. Tumbleweeds. We're going to talk with Jessie in a little bit about her experience over at Tumbleweed. She got a shopping experience as her recipient gift package. The Time Capsule gave a gift card, and Carpe Diem Salon. They were awesome too. They gave a couple of gift cards. All right. So continuing on with our GiveMas recipients. I kind of have to pee. Oh, what do I do?
I don't know.
I say Jesse talk about the experience at Tumbleweed by using
Yeah? Would you be comfortable doing that?
Sure, yeah, take your break.
All right, so Jesse's gonna come over here talk about tumbleweeds. I'm gonna go pee because I have bad kidneys, and then I'll come back and do our next Give Miss recipient. So, yes, thanks, Jesse.
Hello there. I'm Jessie. Also, Jessica Drake, and happy to be a GIVEMAS recipient on December 3rd from Nikki Darling. It was a real honor to be recognized by a community figure. I also work in media for the Wenatchee World for the arts and entertainment section since June of this year. Which follows from some of my other experiences as a freelance writer before I arrived here in the Valley in 2018. So let me tell you about my party. It was so fun as my gift to Tumbleweed Boutique downtown on Wenatchee Ave. And it was a private party, which they'll do after hours with some wine and shopping discounts for the guests. And I invited colleagues from Wenatchee World, and it ended up being just a festive and bright time looking at all the lovely jewelry, candles, little accessories, and nice gifts. I myself went in for the ear piercing and that was just like super festive and exciting. I just got the second hole in my ears. Catching up to my grandmother who has like 9 piercings in each ear. Maybe I'll get there eventually. So that really marked the December event and all the good things that have happened in this year. Thanks again to Darling Productions for giving an office and to Tumbleweed for giving an office a great party and sense of celebration together.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And the staff there at Tumbleweeds, they're awesome, aren't they?
So awesome.
Did you talk about getting your ears pierced?
Yeah, I did mention that.
That's so fun. Yeah, they were awesome. I just, I went in there, I talked to them about what I was doing, and they were really super excited to get involved and have this after hours party. And I think that is an offering that they do. So if that was something that you're interested in, you can call up Tumbleweeds and set up an after hours party with them. And obviously it's super fun. Yeah. All right. So, on to our next Give Miss recipient. This one is actually very personal to me for a lot of different reasons. Yeah, come sit. And I actually have the recipient here with me, so it makes it even more special. So just to give a little bit of background information on Libby before I bring her on camera with me. Gosh, it's like, where do I even start? I'm kind of nervous, actually. I don't usually get nervous, but I'm a little nervous. Like my heart is pounding a little bit. That's because I feel like so strongly about you. And I just have to tell you, I'm just so proud of this person. And because I have watched over the past year just so much personal growth and development in such a positive way. So how Libby came into my life. So I'll have you come on over. We'll share the camera. Yeah. So Libby, say hi.
Hello.
Hi. So Libby, how you came into my life. And if I'm oversharing, you just tell me, okay? Because I want you to be comfortable with what we're talking about. So I first met you, How many years ago was that when I first met her, when you introduced Maureen, your daughter, to me? Must have been like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. I got introduced to Libby through her mom, who I know, and you were just having a hard time. And from there, you continued to have a difficult time for quite a few years. And you were living on the streets and not in a good way. And I watched you struggle with that through your family, because I was really close with your family, and helped in any way that I could with helping them to just accept you for who you were and where you were at your time in your life, right? And then as you wanted to improve your life and get off the streets and not be on drugs anymore and get back into a healthier mindset, your family was right there to help you. And I watched you do that and take all the right steps and get your head right and get your mind right and get your body right, you know, physically and mentally and emotionally and spiritually. You took so many steps in the positive direction. Just so many. And I see you now. You're going to college at Wenatchee Valley College and like acing her classes and driving and on the soccer team. And you were in the Wizard of Oz. She made it into the Wizard of Oz musical. Just like back here, thriving and loving life, right? And for that, I just, you are like an inspiration.
Thank you.
To so many people. To me, you're such an inspiration to me.
Thank you.
So can you you share whatever you want to share, but for anybody who's here who might be knowing somebody in their life that's having a hard time in a bad way, or that, you know, has gone through that themselves, or maybe even sees that they are in a position like that. They are just in a bad relationship or in a bad situation. What did it for you? What was the change? What made you want to change?
Well, like you said, I'd been living on the streets for about like 6 years when I think you came and visited me with my mom. And it was interesting because when she came, she wasn't there to kind of try and pull me back home or change my lifestyle. She just came there because of the support that you were able to encourage her to give me. And I remember like it was a special experience between her and I. She just brushed my hair. And that was the one thing that really made a difference for me, because after that, I had this longing to be home, to be with my mom, and to realize that I could make the changes in my life that seemed so difficult. And so kind of having that hope with me the whole time, knowing that my mom's going to be there for me, and it's not going to be something where it's scary for both of us, but it's going to be a welcome home, made me really feel encouraged to get on the right track and get sober. And I have a 1.5 years of sobriety. So that's very exciting.
Yay! And
I have really good examples around me that are very able to help me to see the sober life and how good it is. And so when I first came home, that was really difficult, but I kind of kept with it and kept doing the things that I need to do. I spent a lot of time with family and a lot of time sleeping. I felt like I was pretty depressed. I'd go to bed at like 7 p.m. and then I'd not wake up until like 10 in the morning, just sleep all day kind of. And so it was definitely hard, but getting involved in activities around the community was really helpful. Like I was in the Wizard of Oz, and that took a lot of late nights in practice, but like getting that responsibility was awesome for me. And the part you mentioned about driving, it's like that was the scariest thing for me to do because I hadn't driven in 7 years. But one day my dad said, you know, I want to get you back on the insurance. I want you to start driving again. And just knowing that and knowing that I was driving responsibly now and being able to look after myself and others, like really made me feel like a better part of the community.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's amazing because it's hard, right?
For sure. Yes.
Like getting clean, getting sober, I know is hard. And even just like separating yourself from either the drugs or the alcohol or the situation that you're in is hard enough. But then working on you is like the next step after that. You know, looking at what made me go out there and want to numb all these feelings, or what made me want to run away from whatever it was that I was running away from. That to me is like the real inner work that keeps you sober. And that's the hard work that when people do it, you see them thrive, you see them grow, you see them change. And people can change, people can grow and change in positive ways. It's like, I've seen it happen over and over and over again. And so what's next for you? Like, where do you see yourself in the next year, next
year? Well, Sunday I'll be trying out for the Follies, and they said that everyone that tries out gets to have a part in it, and that's like a dance group that comes around every 3 years. So I'm really excited for that. And as for the next year or so, like, I suppose I'll do soccer again for the Wenatchee Valley College, and that's been really good at meeting some of the girls and being able to practice. It's really nice. And then I'm hoping to finish my engineering degree in the next couple of years, and then I want to maybe get a job and kind of stay local, stay in Wenatchee, because I think that's the best thing for me.
Well, we're happy to have you.
That's so kind.
Awesome. Anything else that you want to share or say or anything?
Well, I'm so grateful to be a recipient of the award, and I've seen some of the gift bags that are making, and they all seem really exciting. Like, someone has a bracelet, or there's one that has like crystals. There's even a really cool book. So can't wait to see what I get.
Oh,
thank you.
Libby, I love you so much.
I love you as well.
I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
What are you doing down there? My son is just crawling around on my feet. Yeah? You should probably take a nap, kiddo. A nap. Oh my God. Hey, Grayson, how's it going, man? We're doing good? All right. Do you want to come over and talk to me? What do you mean about? About anything. About life. About Darling Productions. About you and your help with the GIVEMAS Project. Yeah. Hi, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what that is.
You got it out.
Okay. So everybody has, if you've been paying attention to the GIVEMAS Project, you would probably have heard me talk about Grayson, or mention his name quite a few times, because he's been helping me. I'm sorry. You need to go take a nap. Hey, Shannon.
Oh,
Is she here?
yes.
Oh.
Oh, hi.
Hey. Could you see if he needs a diaper change?
I can. I'm a professional diaper changer. Almost
Thank
30
you.
years of experience.
It takes a village, man. I love this. Hey, Mr. Jason, are you sticking around for a little bit?
No, I was trying to get out on the bus.
Oh, okay. All right.
We all set up?
We're good. We're live. We're recording. Yeah.
Excellent.
So you look like you're incognito. So Grayson has been helping me put together some information on GIVEMAS recipients and do some background research and things like that. So how has that been for you? Like, honestly, like, tell me honestly, how has that been?
It's a lot of work, but it's so rewarding because I didn't realize how many people I'd have an opportunity to talk to. I mean, literally, I've talked to like more people than I ever thought I would.
Yeah.
And that's just wanting to know, more about the nominees, the recipients. And to do that, you have to kind of network. And to do that, you have to really, you can't just go straight to them. You need to talk to other people and see what other people are saying. And then when it comes together with that person's personal story, you get a better sense of who they are, because they're so humble. They're not going to really give you a lot of information.
Right.
So it's been it's been a lot of work, but it's been very gratifying. It's been very eye-opening for sure.
See, that was one of the things that I was really worried about when I was doing this. I was like, people are going to think that I'm just like choosing people that I know, and I'm like, well, I know a lot of people, but I don't want it to look like I'm just cherry picking like my best friends or something like that, or the businesses that I like it, because that's not what this is meant to be about, right? Like, so I tried to scour through to find people that I like legit did not know. I didn't know at all. Some of them I found, some of them were people that I do know. But it is hard. It is hard.
It is hard. You'd think being in a smaller community, it would be simple. I think when I logged on and I was like, yeah, I'm in this. This is going to be so easy. And then I realized, no, there's a lot of footwork. There's a lot of communications. There's a lot of like appointments that you're making with people to meet with them just to hear what they have to say. It's not just, hey, I'm out for karaoke tonight, or hey, I'm out, doing this tonight. Can I talk to you? It's been more of just trying to plan around other people's schedules, and I've got a lot of time to do that. So I'm glad that I could be of service and be fortunate enough to help you with it, because it is a lot of footwork.
Yeah.
A lot more than I thought it would be. But it's been a lot of fun too. I appreciate being able to help out.
Well, I appreciate that you wore your Darling Productions hat today.
Yes.
You are on brand, my friend. Thank you. But can we tell people a little bit about you?
Like, what do you want to know? You're the interviewer.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to make sure it was okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because if it, we're going to be starting this season 3 of What's Up Wenatchee. That is the cutest little snapshot of a picture right there. Holy cow. I wish you guys could see what I'm seeing right now. Okay. But yeah, so we're going into the season 3 of What's Up Wenatchee. We're going to be doing more of these live broadcasts every Friday. That's the new format for the show. So I'm hoping to get you on as a regular person in this
Sure.
this jive, because you have been a supporter of this mission for a while, and I can't do this alone, and I hate this thing. We're gonna get rid of it.
It's okay, we saved it.
Yeah, we saved it, but I just like everything about this has to be an upgrade, which is awesome. We're just, we're gonna get more people and more supporters, and we'll be able to upgrade our equipment. I believe it. I believe it will happen.
Everything will happen. Everything comes with time, right?
But I
patience.
want to introduce you to people as we do this. So,
hello,
Grayson. People, Grayson.
how's it going?
So he's been helping behind the scenes. And where are you from? You from here?
I am a Washingtonian through and through. I was born in Spokane, and I've grown up in this state. I mean, I've lived in other states, but this is home. And there's no place like it on earth. I don't care what anyone says. So,
right. You've had opportunities to live elsewhere, but you choose to live here, like me.
Yep. It is a very much so an elective choice, but in the Valley, there's so much that you can do. There's so many things that are just kind of neatly packed into this place. It's kind of like a mini Washington outside of the actual state.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really nice. They're really nice people. There's lots to do. You can never say that you're bored, no matter what season it is. I know.
It's true.
Because I've said it and it's not true.
Right. So outside of, work or whatever, what do you like? What's your jam?
Oh yeah.
I know the answers to all these
easy,
questions, but
question.
Yeah.
Karaoke.
Karaoke.
I do karaoke whenever, however, wherever it's located, and I travel if I have to it. I'll make a road trip for it. I love karaoke. I love doing it with friends. I love just going to new places where I don't know anyone. Nobody knows me. And then I'll just go up and sing. And it's very, very humbling. It's also therapy. It's free therapy, but it is
cathartic. And he's a really good singer. So
I'm all right. I'm not going to say that I'm the best.
Well, because he's very humble.
it's just fun.
It's
just
how
fun
we
to do.
became friends, was through karaoke.
Yeah,
and
yeah. That was
coming out to karaoke nights. And
it's kind of how I think that I've made a lot of my friendships over the years since I started going out and doing karaoke. I mean, my first experience with karaoke, I was booed off the stage because I didn't realize
Why?
that you read the lyrics off the screen, right? And I was like, yes, but I know this song. And just because I knew it doesn't mean that I knew it, and I didn't know it. And
Oh,
so it
what was
one
the
of
song?
I'm not even gonna put that out there because I know
Uh-huh.
people would laugh. It's pretty funny, but no, it was "There You Go" by Pink. Thought it would just be like the easy karaoke. It's not. It's really not. I thought it. I was wrong. I
It
was
is
just
a
dead
hard
wrong.
karaoke song.
But I mean, I built from there and I grew from there. And once I got comfortable singing with large groups of people, I found that some more smaller groups of people became more nerve-wracking because now those people are really paying attention.
Yeah.
When there's masses, it doesn't really matter. And then I had to learn how to get over that as well, and then just making it fun, just making it so that everyone feels included. I think that's why I really like doing it, because you meet people, you get to make friends, you get to learn things that you didn't know about someone else, and then on top of that, you have the camaraderie of being with other people, and it's better than be alone. I mean, especially after going through COVID, right? That was really hard. I know we did karaoke online.
We did. We did do
And
that.
that was a very interesting experience. It was fun. It was interesting.
Yeah.
There were some bugs to work out, but
We
yeah.
never really got it perfected though, did we?
No, it was a little complicated, but we worked on that. That was a lot of fun. So yeah.
So you have been, what made you want to help out with the GIVEMAS Project?
I wanted to help out because
I mean, I know that you are you're a super supporter of Darling Productions.
I'm like
and
a
Darling
super fan.
Podcast. You are,
yeah.
like, I need that. Like, I need that kind of support in my life, because sometimes I'm just here talking to myself and a computer. Like, your support has been just quintessential to my success. Honestly, I can't even tell you that enough. But the GIVEMAS Project was kind of a bonus. It wasn't karaoke. It wasn't a game night. It wasn't an event. This was just something, extracurricular. So why get involved?
So there's so much darkness in this world that we've been going through. So many people have just been having just like the worst last few years, especially post-COVID, right? And I feel like we've kind of forgotten how to care about each other. Like, truly. Like, there's this there's this disconnect there, right? And I feel that your company bridges that gap. It starts bringing people together in a very positive setting, and the format behind it is really positive, so it's really encouraging. So it's really, hey, we're doing this all together, and there's no you're over there in the corner, Billy Bob, and boo on you. It's come on, come in, let's do this. And it's been very fun to watch you build this company. I know it's been really hard work. There's always a learning curve. There's always a new situation you find yourself in, where finding literally your way, right? It's like you're in the dark, but you've done a really remarkable job, and it has been really, really hard work. And you've got your personal life, you've got a lot of other things going on outside of this business, but I see you growing this business, and I get to be like the person on the outside who comes to any of the gigs that you have had and watch you, and you don't fumble through it. You just get better and better and better. And I get to be on the outside where you're not, where I get to hear other people talking about it. So once it's on the ground running, it's really out of your control. But to watch that happen, to hear people talking about it. Oh, I mean, I can be anywhere in town.
I hope they're saying good things.
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
Hey, when do you know when there's going to be another game night? I love when people assume when they see me wearing Darling gear, like I have all the answers to a schedule. but I get asked that a
But
lot.
sometimes you do. So.
Sometimes I know, I don't always, but
Yeah.
I get asked, where's there the next karaoke? Or is there going to be another paint and sip karaoke? Or are we going to do any more game night, like adult game night? Is that like a done thing? And I don't always have all the answers. So what I typically tell people, a lot of you've probably heard, is I don't know, but as soon as I know, I'll put it on my Facebook. Are we friends yet? Like, and I'll just I'll add them to my Facebook, because then that's my way of being able to help back, is just to promote. It's not just word of mouth. Sometimes you got to take it that extra distance. So getting into GIVEMAS with you is, I wasn't really sure what it was until I watched the first video you posted.
Me neither. I'm really not still sure what it is.
Recipient. And what I got out of that was everyone that has been nominated and been a recipient so far has truly deserved it. Like they've fully earned it, and they don't want it.
Right.
You know, they don't want to be recognized.
Yeah.
I can't say that there's one person I can think of that's been nominated, that's been a recipient, that's like, man, I can't wait to be like in front of the camera talking with Nikki, or have everyone hear about this, because that's just what it is. But putting it out there, it's changing people's minds. So every time someone sees you put on a live podcast or a broadcast such as this, they're getting a little inside of what's really going on behind the scenes. And so GIVEMAS is like, I feel, the means to not like put someone on a pedestal, but to let the community know, like, hey, humanity still exists, and we are all working together for the greater good. And you are totally visible, even when you think that you're hiding. You're completely visible, and just want to like say thank you for what you're doing. Because there are so many people out there in this community that do so much for their neighbors, for the community, for school sports. There's just a plethora of just different ways of being of service. And so that's how I see GIVEMAS, is people being nominated are of service constantly, kind of like you're on call, like for work.
Yeah.
And but you're not being asked to do it, and you're not doing it for anything other than it makes you feel good inside to be able to help someone when you're in a position to do it. That's how I see it. That's what GIVEMAS is all about. And
I don't think that's selfish either. People say, oh, you're doing it just to make yourself feel good. Isn't that selfish? I'm like, no, that's not selfish. That's sustainability. Like, that's self-preservation. Like, I want to make myself feel good with healthy acts instead of unhealthy, right? It's a different lifestyle, because there's plenty of people out there who are making themselves feel good with unhealthy acts.
That's true. I mean, this is literally, you're putting good, wholesome things into your mental health. And our mental health is just as important as our physical health. When we don't have things going on that we don't notice, we get fixated on the opposite of. So seeing the positive, hearing it, it's like its own nutrient, right? And but it's for our mental health, and it's a good thing. So that's why I support you fully. Well, I know you don't like to toot your own horn, but that is the kind of person that you are. You are someone that if someone needed someone to talk to, even if it was in the middle of the night, I know as a fact, you'll be there. You'll be there. You may not be there right away, but you'll be there, or you will be there right away. But that's the kind of individual you are. And a lot of people aren't like that. A lot of people would rather just say, I'm busy, I'm doing something. You're of service all the time, around the clock. And it's anyone that you come in contact with. And you are so humble about it. Very humble over here. Doesn't like to talk about it. But I've gotten to know you over the years, and that's how I see you. I mean, I see you. I see the things that you do for the community, for others. It's never been about Nikki Darling. Just Nikki Darling is Nikki Darling.
Well, it isn't about Nikki Darling. It is. There's a bigger picture. You know. I want to touch upon a couple of things that you said. One, it was about, you know, the having something about your public life or, you know, private life, and I think it's having an access to like more of behind the scenes. And I feel like right now, where I'm at in my life with this business, with this podcast, it's just time to, like, I can't separate the two anymore.
Right.
Like when I was on the radio, it was very segregated. Like my on-air persona and my personal life were very separate. I was very private about my life and like needed to keep those two things very separate. But I feel like I have to let go of all of that right now. Like we are literally in my house, right? Like in my dining room, doing, the live broadcast where my kiddo trying to use his toy vacuum to vacuum the floor. Like that's like, this is family, guys. Like this is family. There's no separation between who I am and what I do anymore. This is what I do. This is my full-time job. Does anybody understand the gravity of that statement? This podcast and this podcast network is my full-time job.
It has become that. And it's been a blessing. I know for you it's been a struggle, but it's allowed you to really,
dude, it's awesome.
It's allowed everything that you've been through in your life. Think about it. You've got a background in broadcasting. You're able to do this because of that background. You've been a public personality. You've been able to balance your private life from your public life under great scrutiny, under great reward, under whatever has come your way. If you think about it, this that you're doing, this company you've started, that you founded, that you're putting your blood, literally blood, sweat, and tears into, is an extension of not just who you are, but how you want to give back. It really is, because when we are freely given all kinds of information, knowledge, and wisdom, the best thing to do is to give it back. Mm-hmm. Right. And that's what I see you doing. I know it's been hard. I know it's been a struggle. There's been days where I'm sure you have really not wanted to do it and wanted to throw in the towel and just say, a comfy desk job would be wonderful about now.
I know.
But it's the people that see you and believe in you when it's hard and you can't see that. When the darkness sucks you in and says, no, it's those of us that know you and see you that tell you, no, you're going to keep going. And I'm not going to hear that. You're going to keep going. Because what you give to this community especially is so much. And you're going to have haters.
Oh,
you're going to have haters. But outside of those people, and it's their loss. It's their loss. Truly, it's their loss.
It's fine.
You're still like one of the... You're kind of the window.
The haters
it's pretty cool.
Just haven't really met me yet. Because you know what I do when I meet somebody who has any kind of negativity towards me?
No.
I just meet it with equal or more love.
That is true.
That's what I do.
That is true.
I'm like, oh, you hate me? Let me hug you. Can I pray for you? Please? Let me wish every good thing to ever happen in your life, because that's what I do. Like, I'm like, why do you have hate in your heart? Don't have hate in your heart.
It's like I said, COVID has kind of made this discord, this space where we're separated and we're not interacting like we used to.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, when you look at the bigger picture, you realize how you have to bridge the gap. I mean, that's how I came to that conclusion. The only way to bridge the gap to people who have this hanging in their space of negativity is to, like you just said, bring them the positivity. Because the positive is the best thing that you can do. It really, really is. It brings out a light in people, sometimes when they don't even want it to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a great example of that when you had your show that you just did at the Cider Mill.
Yeah, what happened?
You had this great karaoke, all these amazing kids that were singing Christmas songs. It was incredible. You had to have been there. You totally missed out. Don't miss out
These
next
kids
time.
were really good.
They were
too.
really, really good. And it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. But the owner was so hesitant and skeptical to go up and sing, and then had to. And then when he came back, he was like, yeah, that wasn't that bad. And I go, exactly, it wasn't. And then what did he do? He sang a few more
Yeah,
times
I did.
because it's addicting. Positivity is addicting.
It is.
And he's a pretty positive guy. He's a really nice guy. But I get the hang up on karaoke when you're singing in front of people you know, a few people you don't know. And what are you going to sound like? It's not going to be like in the shower, in the car.
But I love creating a safe space for karaoke to occur. Like that is, I think, a superpower is if you can create a safe space for karaoke, like, or for anything, you know, for art to occur or for growth to occur. That is, I think, one of the big missions of Darling Productions is to create a safe space for whatever is happening to happen.
But that's what I see happening with your business. That's what I get to see on the outside because I'm not you. Is I get to see people want to participate. I get to hear people get excited about it. Sometimes it doesn't work out with their schedule, so they're hoping for the next go around. But then if they're there, kind of skeptical, and then with 5 minutes, it doesn't matter what kind of event you've held, everyone's on board. Everyone is having a really good time. There's been times when you've let it go longer than you plan to, and like the owner of the business is like, well, I guess we're gonna stay open just a little bit longer because that excitement is invigorating. And
you don't want to pop.
You
the
don't
bubble.
because and everyone's having fun. That's the point. There's no one fighting or disagreeing or talking about. Everyone's supporting each other.
Yeah.
And that camaraderie again is like the glue that holds it together. But we wouldn't have that if we didn't have someone like you that put those types of events on for us. Because we don't even know what we're missing until you show us, like adult game night, trivia,
I know.
karaoke.
And all of that is going to be just ramped up in 2023. So we got a whole nother year of karaoke, and game nights will come back if people want them. You know, if nobody wants them, then I'm not going to do them because they're a lot of work. But like, let's just be honest. Like, putting a game night together is a lot of work. So if nobody wants it, I'm not going to do it. But karaoke, we'll do karaoke. I've got karaoke for a cause. So if you want karaoke as a fundraiser, I've got quiz for a cause. So we can do trivia nights for a fundraiser. We could do it. We've got it all coming up in the next year. Lots of sip and sings. So our next sip and sing is where's my phone? I want to get the right date. Nancy was asking me, she's like, are you okay to do the sip and sing? I'm like, absolutely. Do not cancel out on my sip and sing. So Friday, January 20th is the next sip and sing, and it's turn back time.
Oh, yay. Fellas, if you've never been to a sip and sing and you think it's more of something that gals like to do, can I just say, number one, there is alcohol, there's beer. And can I also say, number two, it's actually a lot of fun and you don't realize how creative you can truly be. Number three, you do not have to paint whatever they're teaching you to paint. You can just make your own thing, paint. Yeah. But it is a lot of fun, and I have got to participate in that, and that's like a new event.
Yeah.
But again, these types of events are what make your company amazing, really, because it brings out camaraderie and people have fun.
Well, listen, Grayson, I have to say, you have helped me out a lot in more ways than I can even tally at this point. So I'm just happy and very, very grateful to have you as a friend and supporter and just an ally in everything that I do, and help with all this GIVEMAS project. I don't think people realize, all the stuff that you do to give back to your own community, and they're just in different educational forums that you're a part of, and I won't share too many details unless you wanted to share those details, but I just know that you have to trust me when I tell you that this guy gives back to his community and is helping to educate people in the medical field to help them to do their job better. and has helped me to do my job better and have confidence in what I do when I lack that confidence. So I couldn't get through GiveMas without you, and I couldn't get through GiveMas without making you one of our GiveMas recipients.
No, don't do that. You're gonna make me cry. I'm gonna cry. Don't do that. I do what I do because I just believe in humanity, and I just believe that we're gonna have dark days. I've had my dark days, and I've had a lot of people around me in my dark days, and I have a lot of people who believe in me, and I'm always grateful. Oh, you're gonna make me cry. It's terrible. I don't feel I deserve this because I just love what I do.
Nobody who has gotten it has felt like they have deserved it. So, this is par for the course.
Oh, I just enjoy just being. I'm people don't know this. I'm very much as much so an introvert as I am an extrovert, and I'm the kind of person that when I'm out of energy, I'm out of energy.
Yeah.
I am drained, and it takes a long time for me to recharge, and the most humbling thing is when I do get recharged and I get this beautiful opportunity of this life that I have, of all the people and the different ways they reach out to me to let me know how I've impacted their life. That makes me happy and get up every single day, is when people do that. And it's people from all walks of life, from my life, that I've met maybe once, or I'm in my close circle of friends, and no matter where they live in the world. And that is just like, that makes me feel good. That makes me want to keep going. People like you that are like, no, like, you're gonna get past this, because it's hard. It's really hard when you're drained.
When you're in it and you're drained and you have nothing left.
Yeah.
Right.
Then there's nothing left to give, and then you find a way. Like, you still find a way to give even when you don't. And that's kind of that's kind of the kind of person that I guess I am. I don't know how or why. I probably just thank my parents and my grandparents for that. That's just the way that I was brought up. So thank you. I'm trying not to cry. I'm trying not to think about it right now. I don't deserve anything like this. If anything, I enjoy nominating people.
So many of my events, probably when he didn't want to, but always in the gear, in the Darling Productions gear, right? Telling people, getting people excited and helping promote and believing in the vision. I mean, and that's just for me, right? Like, I am just one person in your life, and I know that there are other people. You met Jessie Drake, who was another GiveMas recipient, but you've met her in this past year too through one of our events, one of my events, and now you're friends with her, and she's another wonderful, beautiful human being. And
yes, her and her entire family are just the most amazing people, and that's one of the most amazing things about what you do, is that it's networking, and you get to meet all these really cool people, and then when we really need each other, that's where we're there. Like, you don't even have to ask anymore. You just know that person is going to help you because they tell you they're going to help you, and they show up. Right. And that's the most important thing, is showing up. And I show up when I'm tired, when I'm exhausted, when I really don't want to be doing it. But I do it anyway, because it's not about me, because the world is bigger than me, and it's not about me. It's about being there for other people, the way that other people have shown up for me, who I imagine at times didn't want to be there, had something better to do, were tired or whatever, but they still showed up for me no matter what was going on. And Absolutely. So that's what makes it, that's what fills my heart. Hello, being of service and singing karaoke, that's what fills me up and re-energizes me like an energy drink. It's nice. So
I had given you a
task.
First of all, give me a hug. You are awesome, and you are an amazing recipient.
I know, it was me hugging you.
I had given you a task, and you have another GiveMas recipient. So I'm actually going to step away and use the bathroom, and I'm going to try and get this little kiddo down for a nap.
Okay.
While you take over
Okay.
and you are going to present the next GIVEMAS recipient. Are you comfortable with that?
I'm comfortable with that.
All right.
So, good afternoon, everyone. You probably see the shirt that I'm wearing right now. It's Mafia. I don't know how many people are familiar with DJ Fat Kid. And if you're not, you're about to learn about this wonderful guy, Marcus Noyola, and his incredible ride or die, Miss Jessica Bell. So this is a person that I've heard of through the years, but never knew. And the first opportunity I got to meet with DJ Fat Kid was literally at a gig up in Manson at a bar called Buddy's. And I've never felt more at home than I felt that night. In fact, I think I spent most of the night. I know I got into some trouble because I wasn't alone, but I spent most of the night back in the DJ booth with Miss Bell and with DJ Fat Kid. It was so exciting for me because I got to hear people not just turn in songs for karaoke, but swap stories or thank them for something that they had done for them. Or, I mean, there was a lot. This seems to follow DJ Fat Kid around this valley more than anyone knows. First of all, I got a chance to sit down with Marcus and Miss Bell. And while we were in the middle of this interview and talking, there were people that literally came up to give them hugs and were willing to talk about things that these wonderful people have done for them. And it doesn't matter about an age group because there's no set age group for all the people that follow Marcus around. So let me give you a little backstory. I know that DJ Fat Kid got his name at 23 years old with a group of friends that he was with. And the evolution of that is something that he has totally taken on and empowered. And it's bigger than he is. It's incredible. The energy that Marcos puts off is incredible. And a lot of people don't know what he's been through. A lot of people don't know what his challenges are in life, but he's someone who has been giving back forever. I want to say most of his life, as a matter of fact, before he was even DJ Fat Kid. I've had the beautiful opportunity to speak to so many people he didn't even know I spoke with about him because I wanted to know some background about him. So the reason that Marcos and Miss Bell got nominated is this year on Facebook, I saw them doing a project where they were asking for donations, could be $5, whatever you could afford. And they were giving back to a family in need here in the Valley. So they were taking that money and they were going to make Christmas happen for a family in need that didn't even know that this was going to happen. That's powerful. That's powerful. I grew up a kid in a time when we were dirt poor. And so to have people show up and you don't feel like that kid that didn't get something, it's incredible. It's an incredible feeling, especially even when you're a teenager. So to hear about this and participate in this meant a lot to me. And then I got to sit down and talk with Marcos a little bit more about it. And it was just, and I've got like a long list of notes here. I had so much fun. I can't remember how long we were even where we met at for this interview. So we met at the Buzz Inn East. Hopefully it's okay that I say that business's name. Sat down to have a chat. This is one of the locations where DJ Fat Kid does get to spin and do karaoke. And it's a very fun, positive atmosphere. I love that the camaraderie that I get out of these types of shows. So anyway, when we sat down and we did this interview, and I had all these people and I mean there were 5 people I think that came up. One of them actually sat down and told me that they picked DJ Fat Kid to spin at their wedding, and told me the story behind it, and it was absolutely Beautiful. So let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Marcus Noyola, aka DJ Fat Kid. So he got his start spinning at house parties before he even graduated high school, before he got out of school, right? And he was using someone else's equipment because he couldn't afford to buy his own equipment. And that came full circle for him because building himself in that particular way really set up the course of how his business has evolved over time. Someone gave to him to be able to do something for others, and now he's taken that full circle and gives that back constantly to the community in more ways than just this one thing that he's done this Christmas. This is somebody that is of service all the time, all the time. He's kind of a see a need, fill a need kind of guy. Very casual, very laid back, very humble. And he's been through a lot in his life. And I just, without going into too much detail, because there's things that people don't like shared, what I will say is if you've ever been to a DJ Fat Kid show, find him on Facebook, follow him, friend him, find out where it's at, and go to one of those shows. It's great. I will give him a plug for that because it is definitely worth it. And they're always so much fun. But I can say that he just loves helping other people. He loves to be involved, and he loves to be involved in this community. He talked to me about wanting to work with the Radar Dames. He talked to me about wanting to do another drag show. He told me he got to DJ a drag show and how much fun he had. And that was an open door experience to a world he was never a part of before. He's told me that he would love to DJ for Pride. As a member of the LGBTQI community, embrace that. I think that is just amazing when people want to give back. They're not asking for anything. They just want to be a part and be involved. And that's the kind of person that Marcos is. I know that he's been sober for 6 years. It's a big deal. And I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea. That was something that I had learned about him. And just the way he shared about it to me made me feel really humble, made me feel a lot more connected to him. And it made me understand him a lot more, where he's coming from. And when he tells me that he uses his own money for stuff to give back, I'm amazed. I'm amazed. You know, he was so humble about it. This is what he said. He told me, you know, the money that I used to spend drinking, I now have because I'm not drinking anymore. And so, you know, I have a little more of a wiggle room and ability as an adult to not just pay my bills, but to be able to give back. And he listed out all these ways that he does that. And I was just like, I just really was. And so, I mean, the first time I met him, I got a DJ Fat Kids sticker, and my car got totaled. So the sticker I ripped off my car. It's kind of a little screwed up, but I put it here on my iPad. And Marcos went out and he gave me this shirt. I didn't ask for it. I didn't even know he did this kind of stuff. In fact, I had no idea who the Fat Kid Mafia were. And now I know the Fat Kid Mafia are literally friends and people that know DJ Fat Kid, follow DJ Fat Kid around, embrace him, help him, support him. And he just keeps giving back all the health issues that he goes through. And he just keeps getting right back up and getting right back at it. He's got such a good heart. I mean, his heart is bigger than him. And anyone that knows him knows he's a big guy and proud of it. But his heart is even bigger than that. And so I'm very, very honored to get to sit here today and nominate DJ Fat Kid, aka Marcus Noyola. And I would also like to include Miss Bell, his ride or die, because without her, he probably wouldn't be as amazing as he is. but he's a lot more amazing with her. So I want to give kudos to this amazing couple because they both really do give back, and they listen, they talk, and the excitement that comes from them, the love, it's just free love being given. It's constant. There has not been a time that I have been in their presence where people have not come up or said something, and they're so humble about it. They're very humble about it. So I nominate DJ Fat Kid and Ms. Jessica Bell for GIVEMAS 2022. Thank you so much, you guys, for letting me be a part of your life for an hour and get to talk to you. And I want to thank all the people out there that I did speak to, trying to get a little bit of background about Marcos. Thank you for your stories, because listening to him in the interview, he said some of these stories, but a lot of them he didn't go into as much detail as you guys did. So thank you. So I'm going to hand this back over to Nikki, and I just want to congratulate you guys.
Good job. Yeah, the first time I met Marcos and Miss Bell, we had met kind of talking about the possibility of like collaborating and them, doing some karaoke hosting for Darling Productions, and then they got too busy doing their own thing up in Manson. So good for them. They are keeping it positive themselves, and I would have had no problem like just scooping them up into what we do in Darling Productions, because our philosophies just align so much. It's just all about community, all about positivity, all about giving back, and we even kind of have very similar logos.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it was really cool, and so I fully support that.
Had I not known,
like, look at his t-shirt.
Had I not known, this is for Nikki. This is one that I got from Marcos. Had I not known where she got her products made, I would have thought that they went to the same company and decided the same type of logo. But I mean,
Right?
Good people. They're good people.
There they are, like side by side. That's amazing.
It's
cool.
it's incredible because I wasn't born in Wenatchee, and we're kind of outsiders here. So to get to know people who've been here and kicked it their whole life and have made such a drastic change for the better and just keep getting better and better, it makes you want to be a part of their life and support them in what they're doing, because it's all good stuff. It's all good things. So
we wanted to say that we see you, Marcos, Ms. Bell. We see what you are doing, and we like it. You are doing some really awesome things for our community, and we appreciate it. We want you to know that we have your back. We will always support you. So thank you for doing that.
Absolutely. I'm going to step behind the scenes and see what's going on back there.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome spending some time with you.
Always.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. We have covered a lot of ground today so far. So thank you all for being here and being with me on this GIVEMAS Project journey. Yeah, we've just had a lot going on in the past couple of months. I wanted to recognize that, or tell a little story before I get to my next GIVEMAS recipient. I had invited Marcos to join me on the broadcast, and he said he couldn't. He's in the middle of doing stuff, so that's okay. So this story that I went over, my friend Jessica, my friend Jess just had her baby, like a couple of weeks ago? My gosh, Nova May, a couple weeks. And I went over to go visit her. And we were just talking about me going full time with Darling Productions and how things were going. And she asked me if I had what podcasts I was listening to or what I was into. To send her maybe a podcast suggestion. I told her about this podcaster that I've been listening to a lot lately, called The Basement with Tim Ross. And I said, it's a Christian podcast. And she just couldn't believe that I'd be listening to like a faith-based Christian podcast. But this guy is killing it right now. Like really killing it. Like he's just doing such a great job with his content. And so just like, like I'm a radio nerd, like I'm a broadcasting nerd. So when I was in radio, I always recognized the people who were doing stuff in the industry that I really love, like Chris Cruz, awesome content creation. We got Nick and Kristen also doing some really awesome live broadcast stuff behind the scenes. And so I'm always looking at people who are doing great things in radio. And now that I'm doing podcasting, I'm like, who are the big people doing things that I like in podcasting? And the Tim Ross with The Basement, he is not a podcaster. He is a preacher. He's a preacher. He's a really good preacher. And he's like one of those, I don't know. He just talks so real about everything. And I like that. I'm not a church attender, but I'm a very faithful person. I have a lot of faith in my life. And he did a New Year's Day podcast. And he said he had a whole segment where he went, this is my job now. I have he divorced himself from the church, I think, and so that he could build this brand, this podcast, The Basement, free from any other ties. And they didn't know what they were doing. They weren't podcasters just like me. Like I'm not a podcaster. And he had this thing where he went like, people would ask him like, what do you do? And he would always be like, I'm a preacher, or I run this church or whatever. And then now it's like people would ask him, well, what do you do? And he'd be like, I am a podcaster. Right. And it's exactly the situation I'm going through right now. I had the same conversation with Ryan, my husband. I went like, what do I tell people when people ask me like, what do you do? What do I tell them? Do I say I'm a business owner? I run my own business? Do I say I'm a podcaster? Or do I start with like, hey, do you remember, Nikki from Nikki and Connor, or like Nikki from the Breakfast Burrito, or I was a professional broadcaster for 20 years? Like, I don't know. So maybe I'm having a little bit of a crisis of purpose or whatever. I know what I do every day. Like I'm a broadcaster. Yeah, I do this. I connect. I'm a connector. But maybe there's a little bit of pride and ego behind when people ask me what I do. And I go, oh, I am a full-time podcaster, but I don't know. It's weird. So I've been having a hard time with that. And so is he, Tim Ross from The Basement said, I'm starting to tell people I am a full-time podcaster because that is what he's doing now. So I could definitely relate to that. Because there is fear, always fear that is attached to it. So if you get a chance, you can check out The Basement with Tim Ross. And you're gonna see, the image, the broadcast quality, everything. And people always ask, how can I support what you're doing? Hey, there's a lot of different ways that you can support. We are moving to a once a week live and interactive show because that's what I know. That is what I know how to do. I know how to do a live show and get guests and have interviews and talk about topics. So I'm going to start this every Friday, a live broadcast. And then throughout the week, we'll put stuff and clips and reels up through Instagram and Facebook. And you'll have a chance to interact with the What's Up Wenatchee podcast throughout the week as well. So that means, we need, cameras and some upgrade on equipment. So that is the most immediate need, and that is the most immediate way that you can help support the What's Up Wenatchee podcast and the Darling Podcast Network is with some equipment. All right, I'm going to get into our next GIVEMAS recipient. I want to see. I'm also learning this new software. So I want to see if I can add GIVEMAS logos to this. And it might enhance the broadcast. This is all kind of new, so you're learning it with me. Where are my GIVEMAS? There we go. All right, let's look. We're going to add, so this would be December 14th. Let's just add one. December 14th. Okay. I don't know where it shows. Oh, look at this. Nope. Backgrounds aren't visible in solo layout. You can crop solo layout in settings. Oh, it's a background. That's not going to show up. No. Overlay. I could do an overlay. Let's see. What did I say? December 14th. Bringing up the file. Oh, look at that. Oh, beautiful. December 14th. Oh, that's great. I could do that for all the rest of them. This is gonna be fun. All right. Beauteous. December 14th. So our next recipient actually is a business owner in our town. They opened up their business, I think this past couple of years. I got a chance to see them talk and present at the 1 million cups presentation put on in conjunction between the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce and the Wenatchee Downtown Association. I think they do it monthly. Once a month, they get together for 1 million cups, and it's based off of the premise that businesses and small businesses are built off of 1 million cups of coffee. You go and you have a meeting over a cup of coffee and your business grows. So once a month, these small businesses get a chance to come and present about who they are, what their business is, and take some questions and answers from the group. So I normally did not get a chance to go to these because they were at 8 o'clock in the morning, right? And I'm usually on the air at 8 o'clock in the morning. However, my friend Mary Hart, who owns Lynn Essay Boutique, was supposed to present as one of the two presenters. And this was last month. And then she got the flu and she couldn't present. So I went anyway because I was able to. And it just so happened that they had their second speaker who was there had laryngitis. was like a comedy of errors, right? So Mary couldn't show up because of the flu, and then Andy Lynn from Epoch had laryngitis, but showed up with the mask and no voice. Oh my goodness. But apparently it was his second time. All right, Chewy, that's okay. It was his second time presenting for 1 million cups. So we already kind of had something prepared that Rosa from the Chamber of Commerce was nice enough to read out for him. And I got to learn a lot about his business through this presentation. And even though he had laryngitis, he did try and struggle through answering the questions and whatnot. So I learned a few things about Epoch. I learned that it's actually called Epoch and not Epic. It's Epoch. And when him and his wife bought the building down on South Wenatchee Avenue, one, I didn't know that they had bought the building. And two, it's an old building. And then three, they spent a lot of money to refurbish and bring the building up to code. And they found a lot of like really neat, like a freight elevator that was walled up. Apparently they found some pretty cool stuff, but they spent a lot of extra time and extra money that they weren't anticipating to have spent. And they didn't open as early as they wanted to. And so they had some struggles with owning like an old building and, trying to build your dream, even when it doesn't go the way that you imagined. Like, it's hard. So I remember going to their ribbon cutting. Actually, their ribbon cutting was where I met Jesse Drake, which is, man, that was an awesome story because I was so impressed because I was there alone because I travel alone a lot, but I ended up sitting at the table with like Woody, or J. Woody Lotz and Marissa Collins and Mike Locke from the New American Performing Arts Center because I felt out of place. So I just gravitated to people that I knew. But then here comes Jessie Drake, who just got her job at the Wenatchee World, and then just waltzes on over and goes, "Hey guys, I'm Jessie Drake." And I'm like, holy cow, she just walked up to a table of people that she didn't even know and just sits down. I'm like, that is ballsy.
I knew 2 of them.
Okay, she said she knew 2 of them. I still give you so much credits.
I didn't know you yet. I wanted to know you.
Yeah, you didn't know me, but I think you had Facebook stalked me at that point. Yeah. I was like, man, good for her. Good for her. Because my social anxiety would be like, no. Man. So yeah, so that was where I met her. And that, I think even from that ribbon opening, the place has evolved. Epoch. They have this really awesome craft bar. Benjamin Ben, who is the bartender there, has some really cool elixirs, and they've got like a dice game that you could play for a special drink. So it doubles down. It really doubles down on that gaming brand. But the reason that I think that Andy is a good recipient for the GIVEMAS Project is because of his philosophy for his business and allowing Epoch to be a safe space for people, for anybody. That is his philosophy, and he really wants that to be the mission of the, and he lives by it. He doesn't just say it, he actually follows through with it. So it's one of the only places on the avenue that stays open late, serves drinks. They also serve food. So a lot of the after parties for the pack happen over at Epoch. and a lot of the talent, after they perform at the pack will go over to Epoch. But a lot of times nobody goes to Epoch like at night, but they still stay open. Doesn't matter if nobody walks through the door. If they say that they're open until 11 p.m., Andy stays until 11 p.m. and we'll sit there on a couch, and in case somebody needs that space to be a safe place. Because you never know, who needs that? Who needs a couch? Who needs a virtual reality letdown, like escape? He's also opened it up to be an event space for the community. Wenatchee Pride has their like kind of social game nights, adult game nights there. So he wants it to be a community gathering place. And he's trying to hold space for that. So I give him a lot of credit because, man, if I was tired, I worked all day and it was like 10:45 and there was like nobody in the door for the past 2 hours, I'd be like, all right, peace out, I'm going home. No, I wouldn't. But the fact that he has that integrity, that mindset to keep a safe space for anybody and everybody, but is purposefully making those choices for his business in our community and then following it up by actually doing it and staying open, that's a big deal. So I give him a lot of credit for that. So for all of those things, I want you to help me to recognize Andy Lynn, owner of Epoch, as our next December 14th recipient for GIVEMAS. Yay! Woo! All right. Look, did you see that?
I see it.
Okay.
It's there. It's
All right.
live.
Good. See, we're getting fancier. Even as we go along, we're getting fancy.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's just keep moving along. Let's do December 15th. Unless you guys have something that you want to talk about. Is there something that is all right, I'm going to throw that little seedling over this way. That if there's something that you think is important that we need to talk about before the end of the broadcast, I'm going to give that open space to you. If you want. Okay. So December 15th, I don't know if we're going to make it all the way to December 31st. We might have to cut this into a couple of different broadcasts here because we're at 15. Let's see. We got 15. We've got 16. Ooh, 17 is good. How about we'll go through till December 17th. And then we'll kind of do a recap of what we've talked about, and then we'll call it a day. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh my gosh, because I'm getting hungry. I am.
That's a good sign.
I'm hungry. All right. Any comments coming in from anywhere that I'm missing?
No comments that you're missing, unless you haven't seen Patricia Decker Hall's comment.
Yeah, she was. That was before.
Yeah. So just her and Sherry so far.
Okay.
There have been people popping in and out on various platforms.
Okay. Yeah, this can be absolutely interactive. I've got Grayson checking the chats. I'm checking some of the chats. I don't have access to all of the chats. It's a kink. It's a kink in the armor. Chink in the armor. It's a what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? It's something that we need to figure out. That I can't post or see all of the comments. But we're just going to keep on learning as we go along. All right. So December 15th, GIVEMAS recipient. Where am I? Oh, I have to go to. Nope. I love this so much. Where are we? 16? No, 15. 15. Okay. 15. I also have to figure out sound effects and music. I need to be keeping a list. Oh, you did? Of course you did. Oh my gosh. So I had this person in mind. I wasn't really sure because I was talking with Grayson a little bit earlier today, and I was saying I didn't want this to be like, these are the people that like Nikki knows the best, and that's why they're getting this recognition. Like this person, I don't know like at all. Like I just see them and what they're doing in the community, and that's it. I didn't even know this person's name, and I had to do some super sleuthing to figure out information about this person. So so they volunteer their time at the Numerica Performing Arts Center, which is how I see them most of the time, because they are behind the concession stand, but they're always so nice. And she dresses up. Like we went and saw Love Actually, which was one of the Christmas movies they were showing, and she had literally one of the same outfits that I wore for the Christmas Sip with Santa, that like cool fairy whatever elfie dress. She had the same one. I was like, oh, I have the same dress. And she actually looked more adorable in it than I did, but she's adorable. Her name is Deb, I think she goes by Deb, but Debbie Burnson Walker. And and she is a volunteer there, but she was retired from the Eastmont School District. She's like this petite little itty bitty thing, but she used to be a parole officer and like put people in their place. And I think she used to be like the parole officer for the kids at the Eastmont School District, or Eastmont High School. So she's a tough little cookie, but just has such a positive attitude, and now is retired, but has a passion for the performing arts and loves what they're doing at the Performing Arts Center. So she's one of those people that when you go up and get your beer and your bottle of water and your chips and pretzels and all of that, she is always so patient with all of the raucous people coming in to go see the shows. So and that is ongoing. Like she just every single show, and they had 18 events throughout the month of December. Now I don't know if she was at every single one of them because I don't stalk Deb, but I saw her at least 2 or 3. And I know she is always so nice to my husband, who is very scattered when he wants to get something at the concession stand because he's usually drunk. So Deb, we see you. We see the volunteer work that you're doing at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. I don't know much more about you other than I'm sure that you've done a lot of good work for the people in our area as your work at the school district and as a retired parole officer. And we see you continuing to give your efforts and your time and your energy and your sweet smile. Just lights up a room. So Deb Burnson Walker, we see you. It's our December 15th GIVEMAS recipient. Yay, Deb. Okay. I do have notes. Look, I prepare. People think I just wing it. I don't wing it. I prepare.
Not gonna lie, I thought you winged it. I watch these videos. You're wrong. I see all of your notes over there on the table.
Well, does it seem like I wing it on the other end when you're watching?
I feel like it, but I didn't realize.
Sometimes I do, like the really ones that are just like, hey, I just need to get on and let this let you know about whatever, you know, and just comes right from the heart. Those sometimes are just not scripted or anything. But when I'm talking about people and their lives and like what they, you know, what they contribute, like I want to have my facts right, you know?
I actually understand that now after.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. So, this next one for our December 16th recipient, you you were originally going to help me with this one. Did you have any info on the guy I had asked you to get info on?
It was really hard to get a lot of info because he's very private person.
He's a very private person.
Private person.
All right. So
I've heard a lot of things that this person has done for the community on
Yeah.
their own time and also with their jobs.
Yes.
All
Okay.
good things. I mean, I haven't heard anything else.
So I want to, I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about this because this is where the difference is. This is where I'm going to deviate from working for a commercial radio station. This is where the crux of being an independent business. I can talk about what I want to talk about. Isn't that awesome? I can talk about what I want to talk about. Nobody can say I can't talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it.
Do it. Tell us who the recipient is for December 7th.
All right. The recipient is Dick Graves. He is the, yes, let's hear it for Dick. He is the former branch manager for the Numerica Credit Union. Recently retired. I know, and I've worked with Dick for years now. Years. First with the Breakfast Burrito and KW3, and then on my own, and then with Alpha Media and KKRV. So I know firsthand that Dick is in like way prioritizing his work in the community. It was his job. It was his, I mean, not always does your job line up with what you're passionate about, but sometimes it does. And with Dick Graves, it does. You know, they talk about Numerica's motto, life moves, live well. It all ties back to a very verb-packed purpose, enhancing lives, fulfilling dreams, and building communities. That is Numerica's motto. He lived that. He lived it. He lives it. Still lives it. It's not like he's dead. He's alive. But just like in radio, when you leave, everybody gets very hush-hush about the good stuff that you did while you were there. Why? Like, we can't talk about you now that you're gone. We have to like act like you didn't exist from our presence for as long as you were here. That to me is bull. It's bull. I tell you, I go out in the community and people ask me, are you Nikki from Nikki and Connor or Breakfast Burrito? Yeah. That still matters to people out there. That's how they remember me. They still associate me with that, and I don't care. I'm happy because that was my brainchild. I built that brand. I put blood, sweat, and tears into that brand for years. I love that people associate me with that brand. And I'm not even associated with it anymore. I'm not there. But the people who are running that brand won't associate me with that brand. I didn't exist. As soon as you walk out the door, you don't exist. Same thing for homegrown. You walk out the door, you don't exist. You're wiped, you're scrubbed. along with every good deed that you did along the way. And I don't think that that's right. I think your good deeds should be your legacy.
I don't think there's a market that can contain you.
He said, I don't think there's a market that can contain you. And the same goes for Dick Graves. Because I did the same thing as Grayson. I tried to ask around about the good work that he did while he was at New America Credit Union as their branch manager, and all the coats for kids and the rails and ales and the nights on the ridge and all the money back to all the nonprofits that they give to. And nobody wants to say a thing. Early retirement. I'm sorry. Every time I walked into a branch of the New America Credit Union, Dick Graves came out from the back office to talk to me about me and where I was, what I was doing, where my business was, what did I need, how was my kid, how am I? You want to talk about enhancing lives, fulfilling dreams, building communities? That guy did it one New America Credit Union member at a time. Would always care. And even after he retired, I was doing the grand opening for the Lanesse boutique. He came down to the grand opening just because he wanted to support me and what I was doing with my business. Took time away from his family, his grandkids, because he was always telling me about his grandkids and how proud he is of his grandkids and his family, to support me. So I don't know what happened over there. But I know that for the years that I worked with him through all of the great community events that New America continues to do, because they are awesome in the community, he was a part of that. He was on the front lines. He put in his time, continues to put in his time. And I will not, because he told me I took a very quiet retirement. I'm sorry, Dick Graves. You are not getting a quiet retirement today, because we are recognizing you as our GIVEMAS recipient.
Congratulations!
No quiet retirement for Dick. Oh, he's so amazing. He is. Was that what day was that?
17.
Are you sure?
I believe so.
I thought it was 16. Thank you, Jesse.
Yes.
16. All right. Now we're at 17. 17! 17 is a good number.
Oh, it's because you did put a 6, a 7. Okay, keep going.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Was that rant too much today, or was it just enough?
No, it needed to be said. It needed to be said. I think that when you do so much for a community, that your legacy, it's bigger than you, and then no one talks about you, but they associate your legacy with your job,
Yeah.
place of work. That's a problem. That's a real problem, because that wouldn't have happened without the person that was in the position for that company. That person is the person that did all this legwork to make really big events happen.
Yeah.
And so, yes, he should be recognized. And yes, that needed to be said.
Yeah. I think giving should be a legacy and not the company that you work for. The company that you work for should be an engine by which you live out your legacy. They should be there to help you live out that legacy. Yeah. Yeah, people before corporations. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. But it's hard. Like, I actually watched people change, like, right in front of my eyes in business, right? They went from believing in the product, believing in the content, to moving into a managerial position and being inundated with needing to worry about the money and the budgets and the bottom line. And then I watched it over the course of a year, that person lost their drive for the work, the technician part of the job, and only became fixated on the bottom line. And then became unbearable to work with. Because of that, right? Like, how can you not care about the product? The product is our legacy, right? Not the money. You can't take the money with you. One of my favorite songs is "You Will Never See a Hearse with a Trailer Hitch." Think about that. You will never see a hearse with a trailer hitch. You can't take your stuff with you. All right, last one. Are we ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, we're ready. December 17th. Funny story about this one. Where am I? 17. Funny story about this one. I was doing some research on this woman, and then out of nowhere, as these certain things happen in the universe, she came up into my social circle. Well, it was really more of a networking circle. So I had gotten a tip on this, and then I went to a meeting literally yesterday. Grayson, yesterday. Okay, so I had put these notes together, right? Notes. Then I go to a meeting yesterday. And who was at this meeting yesterday? This person that I had been researching and putting notes together on.
Tell us more.
How does that even happen? Like, I know we live in a small town, but honestly, there are people that I will never meet because, we're that big. But Lynette Smith is a photographer in the Valley. And for a couple of different reasons, she came up on my radar. One came up on my radar because she is doing a 40 women over 40 campaign, photography campaign, which I think is amazing because, okay, I'm not there yet. I'm almost 40, so I can't participate. But I think anything that brings and shines light on women who are normally not getting attention should be acknowledged, right? And women over 40 are definitely like being not acknowledged enough, especially the ones who are thriving in business and nonprofits and parenting and sports. There are women. We are peaking later in life, people. Okay, so at 39, I feel like I have way more left of my life, so I can see that this 40 women over 40 is going to be an awesome project for her, and I love that she is shining the light on this subculture of our community. Right? Isn't that cool? Yesterday for First Friday, she had on the side she does like all kinds of photography, business, headshots, and all that kind of stuff, but she also likes to do she likes to photograph wild horses. And she had a First Friday art display at Cafe Mela yesterday. So if you get a chance, go see her wild horse photography this month at Cafe Mela. But also, and I didn't know this until I actually met her yesterday, she is doing this she has a program where she takes pictures or offers to take pictures for terminally ill children or their parents, and gives them the opportunity to just get all dolled up and have this photo shoot, and they make it into a book, and there's like a bracelet for the mother of the terminally ill child, and it just puts together this whole big package so that they have something to remember their child by. Or if it's a terminally ill parent with a child under 18, they kind of do the same thing, so the child has a keepsake of their parent who is terminally ill also. It's just a heart-wrenching thing to even have to think about, but this is a reality for some people. Like, it's terrifying to think about that, but she loves what she's doing, and she loves photography, and she wants to be able to use her gift to give back. And so either through shining the light on 40 women over 40, or doing these photo shoots and partnering with this group that is going to help make these books and bracelets for terminally ill children or parents, that is pretty remarkable. So for all of those reasons, for you being who you are and getting your art out there and supporting women and other female business owners, we want to recognize and let you know that we see you, Lynette Smith. Yay! For December 17th. This actually looks kind of weird. Can you see it?
Yeah, because it looks like it just the GIVEMAS in here in a box.
It's like the GIVEMAS monster. Does that look trippy?
It's cool. It's cool.
Okay. We made it through December 17th. And we're going to get GIVEMAS packages out to you. Before we go today, I just want to reiterate a couple of things that we talked about. I want to thank all of the businesses that have helped put some packages together for us. We did find out today, though, that we are short on some GIVEMAS gift packages. So we have some, but if there are any businesses, small businesses, organizations, or anybody that have anything that they would like to maybe donate for the cause, we do have some more gift packages that we need to put together, and we would appreciate any donations. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll put my email up there, nikki@darlingproductionsllc.com. And that is the same if you have any other nominations. We're going to finish this up probably in another broadcast and just get it all done. So we thank you, and we're going to get everybody contacted on who was our recipients up to this point. What's Up Wenatchee is going to have a new format every Friday. We're going to do this live. Probably not this long. This was a big one, but we'll go as long as people want to talk, right? We're going to get some interviews on. We're going to make it interactive so people can get on the chat. We'll do some AMAs, whatever we can do, let you know what's going on in the community. And I have some people lined up that want to come in and do these live. So you can always support. We do need some camera upgrades. So if you're looking for a way to support the podcast, looking for a way to support the business, we could use some help with some camera upgrades. Always getting in touch, because there's people who've been asking, how can we support? What can we do? So that will be the way that's one way that you can do it. And just sharing everything, sharing all the content and subscribing. so that way you don't miss out on any of the stuff coming up in the future. And really do appreciate you and all the support up to this point. It has not been an easy trek, but I feel very confident in what we're doing here. I've talked to some business advisors in the past few weeks, and who really have given me some more confidence and assurance that, a local podcast network in this valley is exactly what we need, right? It is a group of podcasts with the niche of the Wenatchee Valley. They all have to do with the Wenatchee Valley. They're all hosted by somebody in the valley, has to do with maybe even national or global topics, but how people are receiving them here in the valley, right? So if your business, your organization, your nonprofit, or you're just wanting to do a podcast as a hobby podcaster, and you have something to say, like, get in touch. And because this podcast network is going to just keep growing, and we really appreciate that. It's going to be great. It's going to be great, right?
It's gonna be awesome.
All right.
That's
Yeah. So we just appreciate your patience with any technical issues, because it's not going to be pretty. That's how I started this whole broadcast. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be perfect, because I'm not pretty and not perfect. I'm just like a work in progress. So everything's a work in progress. The cameras, the sound, the broadcast, everything's a work in progress. But you know what? I don't have to be perfect to share my life with you, and vice versa. I do not require you to be perfect to share your space with me. So I'm hoping that you don't require me to be perfect to share my space with you. And with that, we're going to call it a day here. Jesse, Drake, thank you so much for being here, hanging out. Grayson, thank you so much. And we also had Shannon Delaney Kraft was here. Michael Lee Miller was here with her husband, Steve. Maureen was here. Living Poyer was here. We had a lot of people come through today. It was an awesome day. So thank you, everybody.